Problems on Parajumble. Approach 4, unjumbling, a jumble. First is noun, pronoun relationship approach, second is full form versus short form, or acronym approach, third is time sequence approach, fourth is structural approach, fifth is linking the sentences. In noun, pronoun relationships, we know that the noun will come first, and will be referred to later, using suitable pronouns. Let's see an example. Sentence A. People can get infected by handling reptiles, and then touching their mouth, or an open cut. Sentence B. At first they look the perfect pets, exotic, quiet and tidy. Sentence C. A study estimates that in 1995, there were as many as 6,700 reptiles caused salmonella infection. Sentence D. But lizards and other pets can harbor a salmonella bacterium that makes people risk. Choose the correct sequence option A, B, C and D. Read sentences C and D carefully. Sentence D contains the phrase, a salmonella bacterium, and sentence C contains the noun phrase, a salmonella infection. Since the phrase, a salmonella bacterium, introduces the bacterium, it should logically precede the phrase salmonella infections. Therefore, the sentence that contains the phrase, a salmonella bacterium, should come before the sentence that contains the phrase, a salmonella infection. So, sentence D should precede sentence C. Once you have linked between two, look at the answer choices to see if you are on right track. So option D, B, D, C, A is the right answer. Let's see one more example. Sentence 1. These enormous rivers, quite inconstant, sometimes shifting, often branching, and eddying in manners that defy explanation and prediction, occasionally cause disastrous result. Sentence A. One example is El Niño, the periodic catastrophe that plagues the west coast of America. Sentence B. It is rich in life. Sentence C. This coast is normally caressed by the cold, rich Humboldt current. Sentence D. Usually, the Humboldt hugs the shore, and extends 200 to 300 miles out to sea. Sentence 6. It fosters the largest commercial fishery in the world, and is the home of one of the mightiest game fish on record, the black marlin. Choose the correct sequence, option A, B, C and D. Read sentences A and C carefully. Notice the noun, pronoun relation between the two. Sentence A refers to the west coast of America, and sentence C talks about this coast. Therefore, sentence A and C are related, and sentence A come must before sentence C. Now look again. Sentence C talks about the cold, rich Humboldt current, and sentence D refers to the Humboldt. Obviously, these two sentences are also related. So correct option is C, A, C, D, B. Second approach is full form versus short form, or it also called acronym approach. When we introduce someone or something, we use the complete name or title. When we refer to the same someone or something later in paragraph, we use just the surname or the first name if we are on familiar terms with the person being discussed. If we are discussing an object, we remove the modifier and just use the noun or pronoun to refer to it. In parajumble, we encounter full or short names, or sometimes acronyms of some term or institution. For example, World Trade Organization as WTO, Dr. Manmohan Singh as Dr. Singh, Karl Marx as Marx. President George W. Bush as President Bush or, the President. The rule is that, if both, full form, as well as short form, is present in, different sentences, then the sentence containing, full form, will come, before the sentence, containing short form. Let's see an example. Sentence A. If you are used to, having your stimulation, come in from outside, your mind never develops, its own habits of thinking and reflecting. Sentence B. Marx thought that religion was the opiate, because it soothed people's pain and suffering, and prevented them from rising in rebellion. Sentence C. If Karl Marx was alive today, he would say that television is the opiate of the people. Sentence D. Television and similar entertainments are even more of opiate because of their addictive tendencies. Choose the correct sequence option A, B, C and D. Look sentence B and C carefully. Sentence B has Marx, short form, and sentence C has Karl Marx, full form. So, C will come before B. Now look at the options. In option A, B, and C, B is placed before C, hence rejected. Option D, C, B, D, A is the right answer. Third approach is time sequence approach. In a given parajumbles, there may be a time indication given, either by giving year, or by using time indicating words. This provides a way, for us, to identify the correct sequence of the sentences, by arranging the sentences, using their proper time sequence. Some words, through which a time sequence may be indicated are before, after, later, when, etc. Let's see an example. Sentence A. Then two astronomers, the German, Johannes Kepler, and the Italian, Galileo Galilei, started publicly to support the Copernican theory, despite the fact that orbits it predicted did not quite match the ones observed. Sentence B. His idea was that the Sun was stationary at the center, and that the Earth and planets moving circular orbits around the Sun. Sentence C. A simple model was proposed in 1514 by a Polish priest, Nicholas Copernicus. Sentence D. Nearly a century passed before this idea was taken seriously. Choose the correct sequence option A, B, C and D. Look sentence A, B and C carefully. In the above example, you will observe that the flow of logic is in the form of a time sequence, which flows from the oldest time period to a more contemporary time period. Therefore, sentence C will be the first sentence. Sentence B expands upon the simple model proposed, hence, it will the sentence following C. The next sentence, in order of chronology, is D, near a century past, while the last sentence will be A, which completes the sequence from older time to contemporary time, thus giving us the answer as CBDA. Let's see one more example. Sentence A. By the time he got to Lynchflug, 4 years later, he had learned many lessons. In fact, he began his second stint as top dog by calling the entire company together in a hangar and asking for hell. A far cry from his barking out commands, just 48 months back. Sentence B. At SAS, he arrived at a time crisis. Sentence C. This book is chock-a-block, full of intrusive stories and practical advice, describing Carton's activities at Vingresor, where he assumed his first presidency at age 32, Lynchflug and SAS in particular. Sentence D. He began at Vingrezer as an order giver, not a listener, neither to his people not to his customers, and made every mistake in the book. Choose the correct sequence option A, B, C and D. Look sentence C and D carefully. Observe the sequence given. Again you will see a chronological order in the parajumble. Sentence C gives us a clear indication that the book is being talked about in current times. Sentence D then starts tracing Carton's career path from the beginning, thus leading us to the correct sequence of CDAB. Fourth approach is structural approach. It is essential to understand how language sticks together to form a cohesive unit. English provides certain sequencing words such as firstly, secondly, then, however, consequently, on the other hand, etc., which writers use to join sentences or ideas together, and to provide a smooth flow from one idea to the next. Parajumble sentences often contain several signal words, combining them in complex ways. Number 1 is cause and effect signals. Look for words or phrases explicitly indicating that one thing causes another. Example, accordingly, in order to, because, so, that, consequently, therefore, given, thus. Hence, when, then, if, then. Number 2 is support signal words. Look for the words or phrases supporting a given sentence. Examples such as furthermore, additionally, also, and, indeed, besides, as well, too, likewise. Moreover. Number 3 is contrast signals. Look for function words or phrases like conjunction, sentence adverbs, etc., that indicate a contrast between one idea and another, setting up a reversal of a thought. Examples such as nevertheless, nonetheless, on the contrary, notwithstanding, and even though, instead of, despite, in spite of, while, in contrast, although, however. Let's see an example. Sentence A. When conclusions are carefully excluded, however, and observed facts are given instead, there is never any trouble about the length of papers. Sentence B. The reason for this is that those early paragraphs contain judgments that there is little left to be said. Sentence C. A judgment, he is a boy, she is an awful bore, is a conclusion, summing up a large number of previously observed facts. Sentence D. In fact, they tend to become too long, since inexperienced writers, when told to give facts, often give more than are necessary, because they lack discrimination between the important and the rival. Sentence E. It is a common observation among teachers that students almost always have difficulty in writing themes of the required length because their ideas give out after a paragraph or two. Choose the correct sequence, option A, B, C and D. Look sentence E and B. Sentence E states that, situation in general, and give us information about why students have problems. In writing themes of the required length, sentence B goes on to tell us the reason for this. So the two sentences must be related. Similarly, sentence C is related to sentence B because both sentences containing the word judgment, with sentence C explaining what the word means. So correct option is D, aptitude. Also the word however in sentence A suggests a contrast to something mentioned previously. So sentence A and D come together. Let's see one more example. Sentence 1. To read the characters, or the letters, of the text does not mean reading, in the true sense of word. Sentence A. This mere mechanism of reading becomes altogether automatic at an early period of life. Sentence B. You will often find yourself reading words, or characters automatically, while your mind is concerned with a totally different subject. Sentence C. This can be performed, irrespective of attention. Sentence D. Neither can I call it reading, when it is just to extract the narrative portion of a text from the rest. Simply for one's personal amusement. Choose the correct sequence option A, B, C and D. Solution, by looking all sentences. The word, neither, in sentence D, will tell you that there is something additional that the writer wishes to discuss. Sentence 1, A, B and C, all talk about the same idea. Therefore sentence D should be the last sentence. So option A, B, A, C, D, is the answer. Fifth approach is linking the sentences. Let's understand by example. Sentence 1. As a retention strategy, the company has issued many schemes including ESOPs. Sentence 2. Given the track record and success of our employees, other companies often look to us as hunting ground for talent. Sentence 3. The growth of the Indian economy has led to an increased requirement for talented managerial personnel, and we believe that the talented manpower is our key strength. Sentence 4. Further, in order to mitigate the risk, we place considerable emphasis on development of leadership skills and on building employee motivation. Read all the statement one by one, and try to find out the opening statement and any possible linkage between or among the statements. Solution. Can sentence 1 be the opening statement? Very unlikely. It does not introduce any idea or theme. Ideally, the first statement would be an initiator of ideas or theme of the passage. Can sentence 2 be the opening statement? Maybe. Can sentence 3 be the opening statement? Maybe. Can sentence 4 be the opening statement? Very unlikely, as it talks about an idea, which is being furthered in this statement. You can also see that statement 4 talks about mitigating the risk. What is risk? So now we would try to find out the risk in other statement. This risk is present in statement 2, in the words, other companies often look to us as hunting ground for talent. So, statement 2 will come before statement 4. As discussed earlier, statement 4 furthers an idea, and that idea is present in statement 1. Hence, 1, 4 should come together. Let us see all that we have established so far. Link 1, 4, and 2 will come before 4, and 1 cannot be the starting statement. Now let us look at the option A, 1, 2, 3, 4, ruled out, and 1, 4 link is not present. B, 2, 1, 4, 3, this is the only option left out. Hence answer. C, 3, 1, 4, 2, ruled out as 2, comes after 4. D, 4, 1, 3, 2, ruled out as 1, 4 link is present. Hence option B is the answer.